Now, there's really something very special about being able to capture a moment in time and making that time momentless. And that moment in time will live on forever. And as I am getting ready to turn 46 in about a week, and as my life is basically an accumulation of moments in time, I value so many of these moments more than anything else in the world, especially being a father. And even more so being a single father of 6. These moments that I have ingrained in my memory and that I've created with my children are all that I will get to leave behind, besides a handful of objects of monetary value. But one thing that does make it more difficult is living with a TBI, with a traumatic brain injury. Since my TBI about 8 years ago, there are memories that I don't get to hold quite so tightly, quite so closely, quite so intimately, because they feel further away. I feel a bit more disconnected from them. But I hope and pray that for my children, those moments are still things that they can keep near and dear and never forget. And I've lived a very different life than my children. And that's intentional because I have raised my children in a way and in a place and around people that is entirely different than those things that shaped my life. Now, I'm grateful for everything I've been through and experienced and endured because they've created me and who I am. And I'm happy with who I am. I'm pleased with who I am. I'm proud to be who I am. I'm grateful to my Maker for making me who I am. I'm grateful for the paths that I've walked, the journeys that I've led, the experiences that I've had and shared with others. And I truly do wholeheartedly believe that the life that we lead is ours until we become parents. And then that life should be purely for our children, based on our children, focused around our children for a certain period of time, until they themselves have then gotten through certain stages of life and come to a place where we've prepared them to be out on their own and to now create their own stories and the life that they want to live. But as a parent in this stage here with young children, 5 under the age of 18 all the way down to 7, my life is for them. My life is about them. And it's my personal belief that that's how it should be. It shouldn't be any different. And I think that far often too many people, parents, forget that we are supposed to live our lives for our children. And they continue to look back at the life they led and think that maybe they missed out on things. Well, going back and chasing after those things while you have young children, that's not the time to do it. You save that energy and you do it when the children are out of the house, when they're on their own, and now it's you again. Or now it's you and your partner again, you and your spouse again. That's when you go back and chase those moments that you maybe feel like you missed out on. But not until then. And at the same time, I'm striving my best to raise my children to be strong, independent, adventurous, unafraid of challenges, unafraid of obstacles. I want them to go after their dreams. I went after mine. I went after my dreams. I lived many of my dreams. I got to see many of my dreams become goals and become my life. And I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of many of the things that I accomplished throughout that time. But it's not our kids' responsibility to help us make up for what we missed out on because of our choices. Our children are supposed to be children. And we are supposed to allow them to be children while teaching them and raising them what it means and what it takes to be an adult. And then hopefully that day comes when they are prepared to be an adult. And go be an adult. And hopefully they're ready for it. And hopefully so are we.